Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beeman of BLS here, and welcome to Trainz Railroad Simulator 2022. Now, I know a lot of you have been highly anticipating this video, so basically what we have for you today is a route which I have a much love for, to be honest, and it's just a privilege to be part of the testing team of this route and to be able to showcase it. So this is the Swanage Railway route by Thomas Parker, aka PortlineParker, and yeah, it's just, well, most of you have probably seen my previous videos on it, and obviously if you haven't seen the previous videos on it, I will link all of them previous videos in the description of this video, so you can go back and just have a look at the progress of this route really, and my thoughts on it, because like I say, I was absolutely blown away by it from just seeing it from the start, and you know, to see how it's come on, and it's going to be interesting to see what's changed on this. So this is going to be the final release version, and yeah, it is going to be fabulous to see this come out, because I know that a lot of Trainz fans have been asking about this on our latest streams and just sort of asking what's happened to it, what's the details, what updates, you know, etc, etc. So before we get into looking at the details of this route and driving along it, I just want to put a disclaimer up that this is a very highly detailed route. So it is not for the lower spec to medium spec PCs. It has been built to super detailed quality. So if you do have a sort of medium range to low range computer, it may struggle to run this. I myself, even though I have a £2,000 computer, have had to lower my settings slightly or to get this route to run properly, because I was on ultra settings, but I've had to lower it to around high to medium, sort of, you know, just lowering the shadows slightly and the tree detail just to stop the frame rate sort of lowering. I wouldn't say I got lag, but the frame rates were just lowered, and it runs better like this, and it's better to show you guys the route like this. Also, it does require quite a little bit of DLC to run. So that's, you know, Trainz premium content, some of the payware stuff pretty much, because this route was started on Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019, if I'm not mistaken, either that or Trainz A New Era. So it will require the base routes from them games as well as a few additional DLC. And obviously, because the games have been re-released, the base routes that were in Trainz A New Era or Trainz 2019 are not in the latest version of Trainz, so they're not in TS22. They're, you know what I mean, they've been changed, they've been moved about, but you can obviously buy them. But anyway, let's just sort of show you the list of DLC of what he sent me. So this, bear in mind, this might not be like, you might not need all of these, but this is what he has installed on his game, and to be honest with you, from what I've downloaded, you do pretty much need all of these. So let's read them out. So this is the DLC that are required. So you need Settle to Carlisle, Belarusian Woodland, Liskerd to Lou, Swanage, I can't say some of these names, Schwanigerland, Barnsdale to Aubust, Kickstarter County, Hillsville 1910s, C&O Hinton Division, East Coast Main Line King's Cross to Edinburgh, Zabino Lake, Italy, Niedertalbahn, both versions, Midwestern Branch, Cornish Main Lines, Canadian Rocky Mountains, and East Coast Main Line Edinburgh Dundee. Now, to you that might seem quite a few requirements, okay? But to be honest with you, it is worth those requirements. This route is worth that, because it is a very highly detailed and fantastic looking route. A little word of advice though, if you are looking to get this route and you don't necessarily have all of this DLC, you can get subscriptions on Auron. So that's the Auron website. You can get a subscription, and I believe there's a £12 subscription for Trainz Plus and a gold membership. If you get that, and you basically get a whole bunch of DLC free, and the latest version of the Trainz game for free. Technically, but obviously technically you're not getting it for free because you're paying a £12 prescription monthly, so you're technically paying for all this stuff. But it's a good way of doing it, and it's a good way of getting the DLC required, and a good way of getting the latest version of the Trainz games. So this is also another disclaimer, is that this route is designed to run on Trainz Railroad Simulator 2022. As far as I know, it doesn't work on Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019 or below, because there's a few aspects in this that is Trainz 22 content only. So if you try and install this route on an earlier version of Trainz, there's no guarantee that everything will show up properly. There's no guarantee that you'd have all the assets. I mean, for all I know, bear in mind, I don't know that for 100%. So if you guys want to try this route on Trainz 2019 or anything below when it does come out, you go ahead. But obviously, just bear in mind, you may not have all of the assets because of that reason. So obviously, I've sort of gone through the important bits, so that I just needed to get that out of the way at the beginning of this video, because they were the really important bits that I needed to talk about, and what Thomas said that I should mention at the beginning of this video. So yeah, without further ado, we should be all okay to start having a look around the route and getting underway. So obviously we're going to be using the U-Class locomotive 31806, which is a resident of the Swanage Railway. And this is going to be part one of the video, so I'm going to do it like my previous videos when I was looking at the beta version of the route. We're going to go from Swanage to Norden in this video, and then in the next video I'm going to go from Norden to Wareham. So sort of a similar run to what we did before. So before we get moving, let's take a look around Swanage to see what has changed and sort of what has improved really. So first of all, we have a custom signal box now. So obviously originally this was just like a stone signal box, but it is now completely custom, and this is quite frankly very nice, isn't it? You can tell it's a Swanage signal box. It looks authentic to real life. And one of the really cool features of this signal box is the fact that it has 3D lettering on the Swanage sign there. So as you can see, it's 3D, and that's really cool. I like that feature on it. So yeah, it's just really nice, really. It's great to see some custom assets being added into the route. It just adds more detail to what was already a fantastically detailed looking route. So yeah. Also, what's another thing that's changed is we do have a custom goods shed now. So this is Swanage goods shed. Very nicely modelled. I believe PortlineParker himself made these 3D models, although don't quote me on that. I believe he did some of them, and then one of his friends did a couple. I think he said his friends did the co-op building, which we'll come to in a moment. But yeah, so that's the Swanage goods shed. And also one thing I really, really love about this, okay? So obviously you see this is the outside. We've got the lovely Purbeck stone there, all sort of, you know, accurately rendered on the side there of the model. We've got all the doors, we've got the canopies, etc. It's a really lovely model. Looks exactly like the real thing, okay? Now, this is really cool. So let's go in the interior. Let's go inside it. Let's go and have a look. So we'll go through here. Look at this. I mean, how awesome is this detail? So we've got like tool chests, other bits and pieces. We have like this workstation here with like a lathe and a vise and stuff like that. Very nice detail there. We also have tables. Again, work benches with like tools on there. We've got screwdrivers, we've got hammers, we've got little wire cutters. We've got engine parts, well, coach parts in this case because there's a coach in here. But yeah, it's just, you know, little details like this which really do bring out a route, and I think it's the little things that really, you know, catch the eye for us, because it just really does give a whole new feel and depth of detail to the route. It does look fantastic. So moving out of here, so originally, as you know, this was the co-op was sort of these blue buildings all sort of stuck together, and they just had co-op written on the front. So this is a custom co-op building asset. It's very nice. I believe it should have a sign on the side somewhere saying Cooperative Swanage or something like that. So it doesn't look like they've added that, but it's just nice to have the actual building itself. It doesn't really bother me too much. The sign isn't there. It's just nice to have the building there so you can see it, and it's there properly. So that is the co-op building, nicely represented there, along with the extra extended building outside of the side, which again is just another additional feature to the marvelous route, really. Yeah, it's nicely done. Although there is one thing that I have noticed with this building is if you look down here, you can actually sort of see through it. I think this should sort of be sealed in, because obviously if you only look down there, you're going to see right through it. But to be honest with you, it's not too big of a deal. It's only if you fly right up to it and look that you actually see that. But whereas if you're looking from it from a distance and that, or you know, like from the station, for example, you don't notice it, so it's not really too much of a problem. Another new addition to Swanage is this magnificent canopy structure, which again is another custom asset by, I believe, PortlineParker, and it's Swanage canopy. I mean, what else can you say about it, really? It's just nice to see the proper canopy on the station. Very nicely rendered. I'm not sure if this was in the previous version or not. I cannot remember. I don't believe it was. I believe this is a new edition. But yeah, it is very nicely done. I think you guys can agree with me with that. It just adds to the detail of it. I mean, it just looking around, we've got lots going on here. We've got like a trolley with a basket on there. We've got benches. We've got fire buckets. We've got lots of people at Swanage, so it'd be like a busy day, you know, because it is quite busy at Swanage Station at times. We've got all of the custom signage going on here. Look, we've got the bookstore, which will be the gift shop in there, where you can buy things. Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's the station shop is where you go in and buy things. That's just the bookstore. But yeah, we've got the way out. We've got ladies' room. We've got gentlemen. So you have all these lovely custom signs made by him as well, and it just adds to the detail of this this station, and it really does look like Swanage, and it really feels like Swanage. And I think that's one thing I do really admire with this route, is I feel that he has captured the Swanage Railway perfectly. It feels like Swanage and looks like Swanage, and I think that's something that in recent years people have failed to do when they've been making Swanage in train simulators. And I think this is by far, in my opinion, the best interpretation of Swanage we have had since Microsoft Train Simulator, just because of the depth and detail and the fact that it feels like Swanage. I just think it's great. I really do. So we have the outside station forecourt. I think I've shown you this off before, but I'm just going to show you it again because it's just so nice, isn't it? I mean, look, we've got all of the, this is buses only, so all the buses come park up here. They take you to Bournemouth and stuff. We've got the bus shelter there, which I've actually been under, because I've actually gone and took the bus to Bournemouth before from here. We've got the Swanage station sign there, which is just brilliant. And yeah, and the walls as well, right down to little details like these walls and the fences as well. It just looks pretty much spot on to real life, and I can't fault it really. I'm a very passionate person about this route, because it is the railway that got me into Trainz. It is the railway that got me into the hobby, and my parents would take me here every year since I was a kid, and I know this route practically off the back of my hand, and as I say, I can't fault his work because he has done a marvellous job of this. Now, we've even, we've seen all this before. I'm not going to go too much in depth with town, but here is Swanage town. It's all there and present. We've got all the beach and stuff. We've got like little cameos of people like canoeing in the sea there, which is just another extra fantastic detail. He's just adding. We've got a guy swimming in there. It's like little cameos like that, which really just just add that little extra bit of detail to it, and just stuff like that, which really does make you think, wow, how awesome does that look? He has also textured the cliff now, because originally this was just grass, but as you can see, he's actually textured the cliff properly now. So we can see the cliff there. We've also got some good distance scenery now, because obviously originally this was all like unpainted scenery, but I mean, just looking around the area, you can see just how much work he has put into this route. I mean, just look at that. I mean, that modelling is just superb, isn't it? It really is. So we've got the campsite now. So up the top there, this was one of the areas that was covered before with like transparent textures on the floor. But we've got the caravan park now. It's this campsite. Me and my parents have been to this campsite before on top of the hill here. Usually they have the tents at the top here somewhere. Yeah, because there's quite a lot of caravans here, isn't there? Blimey. But yeah, so we used to camp on top of this hill up here, and used to get a lovely view of Swanage just like that. I mean, that just looks spot on. It really does. I remember seeing this view as a kid, camping up here, seeing this view, and you get to see the trains in the distance as well, coming along here somewhere, and it is just fantastic. It really is. So as I say, this route is designed for high spec PCs. So we do have a lot of 3D trees going on here. It is designed for high spec computers. So just bear in mind, guys, that you may have to lower your settings when running this route if it does give you a little bit of hassle, or if you do have a medium to low range computers that struggle to run Trainz anyway. It's not really recommended to have this route because you're gonna struggle to play it. But yeah, I mean, it really does look stunning. I mean, there's so much to look at. You've got details such as the graveyard. I think we've got some new stuff around here as well. Like we've got the turntable is now modelled. So this is a whole new model, this turntable, which does look, again, looks very nice. It looks spot on. I can't really fault it. Yeah, we've got like, just little bits and pieces like this, just staff members just doing their bit, and we've got like lamps and loads of little extra details to look out for, and just little bits of like crap and stuff like this just lying about. It just adds to it, and it just is, it's marvelous. It's just marvelous. What else do we have around here? So we have this building here. I don't think this is. I think this is a custom as well. But again, it's. I mean, when you go inside, you just have this like door here and stuff in this room and that, and it's just little pointless details like that, but it's there anyway, and it's nice. It is cool. We like to see it. We've got all the benches here as well. This is quite a popular spot for enthusiasts actually to get some good footage and photos and stuff of trains leaving Swanage. So that's a recommended place for you guys to go if you ever come down to Swanage. And you get a nice view of the yard down there as well, like here. But you got, like I say, little cameos, extra bits like these chairs just like plonked around. This is like quite a worn weathered chair, which is really cool. We've got these like deck chairs. Well, they're not deck chairs, they're like the plastic chairs that you usually get in gardens and stuff, just like lying about. And then you've got some men there. There's one with a walkie-talkie there, just sort of, chatting to the staff. We've also got details inside the actual shed in here as well. Like we've got like loads of tools hanging up, tool chests. Got a man there. Yeah, it's just like, you know, there's so much to look at. You know, I couldn't show you this entire route in a video. I just couldn't, because there's so much to look at. It's too much to look at. It'll make the video too long if I looked at everything. And, you know, so this is something that you guys are going to have to look into when you get the route. So the route it's not going to be long till it's released now. But yeah, when you get the route, it's just worth like having a good look around, because there's lots to see, and it's a very nicely modelled bit of kit. And yeah, you can enjoy this from so many different viewpoints, and that's what I also like about it. I say the depth and detail into this route in ways kicks ass to some of the Trainz sim classic routes that we've seen, you know, on Railworks, because it's just rimming with detail, and it's great. It really is great. Anyway, so we've had a little look around Swanage, okay? So obviously we're not going to really look much more around Swanage because we sort of covered it in the previous video. But look, we've even got stuff like these gradient posts and things like that. You know, just little details that really do make the difference. Yeah, I've also like plonked some prototypical trains down. Like we've got D6515 in the siding over here, which it usually used to be in quite often. And we've got our, you know, little flower pots and stuff. We've got the buffet car there. Yeah, it really is a lovely looking kit. Lovely looking route. Yeah, obviously, guys, let us know what you think in the comments of this route, because obviously any feedback is nice to hear, and that persuades Portline Parker to keep doing this stuff for Trainz. I think he has plans to do another route after Swanage. He's taken a break for a little while, but he said he may have plans to do the Mid-Hants Railway next. But don't quote me on that. That might not be 100% confirmed yet. But he said that he may do that next. But we'll see in the future. Anyway, let's get to driving the locomotive now, because we've sort of had a good look round Swanage. I said, you know, there's just so much to see. Like, we've got this little seagull on top of the water crane there, which just adds another extra bit of detail to the route. I say there's just so much I can talk about and so much we can look at, but we don't really have time to look at everything, because I've got to get through this video and I've got to upload it, and I've got to do a second part of this video as well, covering the next section of the route. So let's, without further ado, get underway and have a look at some of the other locations on our journey down to Norden. So we're going to put ourselves into forward gear. I've got automatic fireman on, so we'll be able to drive this sort of realistically. That's emergency. So we want to release the brake and not put it into emergency. So this is one of the models that he recommended me using. It's by one of his friends, actually, and it gives the route sort of the best visuals. I mean, it is a lovely looking model of the U-Class, I've got to say. Especially for Trainz, you know, because there is some really old models in this game, and this has got to be one of the better ones. Anyway, let's give ourselves a toot on the whistle, and it's right away from me to Harman's Cross. And off we go. So just bear in mind this regulator is actually the wrong way round in this U-Class. It should be the opposite way round. So yeah, so that is a fault with this model. It's kind of annoying, but there you go. But yeah, you can see, look, we've even got all the signal point rodding and stuff like that as well. He's gone into that detail as well. Got some clothes hoists in the gardens as well, just adding to it. So I'm going to sort of stay out of the cab so you can, get to look at some of the details of this route as we go along. So he's even gone into the detail of doing sort of like prototypical signals, like we've got the one with the board behind it there, which is again accurate to real life. We're heading up to Hurston Holt now. I may stop here actually just to give you a look at Hurston. Oh my god. Oh my, the physics on this are a little bit debatable. We can just like imagine that didn't happen. I say, did you see how it just slowly went down and then went really fastly down? Speed down. It's got the brake coach in there, so that's all right. Okay, so here we are at Hurston Holt. We got the custom Hurston Holt signs. Oh, one thing I didn't show at Swanage quickly, just going back to Swanage quickly, is the signs at Swanage. So these have changed as well. So we now have custom signs at Swanage, which is a new addition to the station. These custom signs, which are a lot better than the previous ones, because originally it just had like a small, like a Southern Region standard sign with Swanage written on it. But this is like the big Swanage lettering now, which just makes it look all that better and more accurate to real life. Anyway, let's go back to Hurston where we are. So we've got all like little posters and little bits and pieces on the side of the wall there, which is really cool. We have the flower pots with flowers in them. And it's just these little things that really do bring the route out, and things I love. Like, we've even got like notice boards and stuff, which just adds to it. And we've got the siding, which usually full of scraps and stuff like that. Well, siding, yard area I mean, which is usually full of scraps. And he's even gone to the detail of, like putting the paths in and stuff to the station, so you actually got the entrances and stuff. So it's just things like that, which really does sort of give you that wow factor, as it were. Want to know something else which is like really cool about this? Is that sometimes, I'm not sure if it's in this field. No, maybe it's in another field. But sometimes the animals are actually animated. And you can obviously hear them making sounds as well, which just sort of adds to the atmosphere. The sound effects as well that he's added in are really nice. So you've got like, you know, cows mooing, nice sort of bird sounds, and seagulls as well at Swanage, which we heard. So the soundscape is very nicely done as well. Got lots of different sounds you can hear. Let's see if any of these cows are moving at all. Okay, so none of these are. There is moving cows somewhere. We'll get to that when I find them. But yeah. Is there anything? There we go. I mean, look, how cool is that? Like, moving animated cows. And that's something now you don't even see on Train Sim World, which is, I think they should do this kind of stuff for Train Sim World. On Train Sim World, they just look like static pieces of crap. They're not even like very well modelled animals. But in this game, they're actually modelled properly and they actually move as well. And it's just, it adds to the effect of a route. It gives that little, what do you call it? What's the word? It's a novelty thing, that's it. Yeah, a novelty thing that you've actually got moving animals, and it's just great to see it implemented. So we're up the gradient now, so we're going to struggle up here a little bit on 5 coaches. Got bits of track there, just old bits of track just sat there. Oh yes, now we're really working hard now. Alright. Just doing a video. I'm just doing a video. So that's me mum. Rudely interfering in the video, you know. Anyway, going back to looking at the stuff, I mean, we've got more clothes hoists, just little details in the garden chairs and tables. This crossing is quite a spot for enthusiasts. Sometimes it's quite nice to walk down here and just sort of see the locos thrashing up the bank from here. It's usually quite a good spot. The only thing that's annoying about that spot is obviously the crossing sound. You know, the dee-nee-nee-nee-nee that goes off. It's slightly ruins the shot a bit, you know, because you want to hear the sound of the locos, but oh well, it's what it is. So here we are approaching Harman's Cross. Yeah, see, look, down is up apparently on this, which is a slight inaccuracy with this model, so it gets a bit confusing. And there we are. Okay, I can't seem to put it out of gear. Oh, we'll just put it forward. Here we are at Harman's Cross. So let's just take a little look around the decals here. So we've got like a bird's house here, which is it's really cool, isn't it? Look at that. We've got traffic cones down there. Don't particularly know what they're there for. I mean, are they there in real life? I don't know because I haven't really looked. But I imagine they probably are. Got a bike there, porter trolley. Also, look at this. Look, I like this. Look, so we've got next train, Hurston Halt at request. So Hurston Halt at request and Swanage. Sorry about that. I just had a bit of interference there with my phone. On this platform 2. So again, custom asset. Look at that. Greatly detailed station building. Also, another thing that I really like about this is the cat. Just another detail that we have there. Animated as well. Even has the odd meow sound as well. There you go. There's the meow. So yeah, it's just, you know, little things like that, which is great. It's just fantastic. Really is. Got all the signs. Look, Southern Railway, Brighton Bell. With some timetables down there. But yeah. Also, he's gone into the detail of doing the entrances now, you know, where you can go up to the path, and this is obviously the entrance to the station. And also he's done the other entrance as well down here. And that was something that Second Valve missed out on his Swanage Railway on Railworks, is actually doing the pathways and entrances to the station. So basically you've got the Hurston Halt and well, sorry, not Hurston Halt, Harman's Cross. And literally you can't get on the platform. So I say I do use Second Valve's Swanage route, and I like it, but it's not to this standards. It's not to this standards. This is, like I say, has taken. This is the next level in detail on this, really. We have the coach on the floor, on ground there, which is prototypical to reality. Custom Harman's Cross signal box, again looking grand. I believe before it wasn't custom, although don't quote me on that. It might have been. I can't. Just to be honest, it's been a long time since I did my previous video on this route. But again, you know, we've got the 3D lettering, 3D sign on there saying Harman's Cross. And you can't fault the look of the signal box. It is a very nice model. I wonder if any of these models could actually be imported into Train Simulator Classic / Railworks. Because then if anyone does actually want to build this route into Train Sim Classic or Railworks, you know, they could perhaps, you know, end up getting some custom assets from this game into there to save them the hassle of building it, you know. I'm not sure, I don't know how that all works. But anyway. But we have all of the details, like we've got the wheelbarrow there, got the old bits of track and bits and pieces. And I showed this in the previous video, but I just can't get away from it. But just look at this view, right? Just look at that. I mean, that there is a spot-on view. That I know this view. I've been here. I've looked at it. You know, he's captured the areas fantastically, spot on. I've been here. I've seen it, and I can't, you know, just see that view in my house. And to be honest, I would play this route when I'm stressed. You know, so when I've had a really down time, or because you know what life's like at times, it gets you obviously really upset sometimes, and you know, sometimes you feel down. And Swanage is my happy place, okay? And this route captures that. And I think this would be a route for me to come to just cheer me up after a really terrible day or a crap day in life, you know? I would come on here and it would give me a somewhat experience of my happy place, which is Swanage. So obviously I'm a 3-hour drive away from Swanage, so I can't just go up there, you know what I mean? But to have this, you know, this is the closest thing that I can get to get into Swanage nearly every day, you know? And that's something special, I think. And that's something special about this route. There really is something special about it. It brings to life and recreates something in a virtual world. And that is fantastic. That really is. Right, so we shall now move on from Harman's Cross. As you can see, we have now got the starter signal because I just changed the points. Before we do move off though, again we've got custom station signs as well as the totem poles. And, you know, little bits and pieces like this. SR, passengers must cross the line by bridge. Again, it's 3D lettering even on that. And, you know, little details like that is just, it's lovely. And it's great to see. And I mean, just look at the views. It's captured perfectly. But we've even got all the flags. You know, we've got the grass. You know, because obviously there's a bit of concrete and then there's a bit of grass on this station. He's captured that well. We've got all that detail there. We've got the lights. We've got the signals correct. You know, we've got the birds' houses. It's just, you know, the little things. Everything's here. Everything is present. Everything looks right. It looks correct. It feels like the route. It feels like Swanage. And, you know, and it's things like that that just really blow me away with this route. If I was to say one thing, obviously I know, you know, I really don't have much in the means of criticism with this route. I really do not. In fact, I have pretty much nothing to criticise with this route because it is spot on. But the only thing that does sort of let it down, and that's not his fault, that's not any of our fault, because obviously he's made it so it'll be super detailed for high spec PCs, but I suppose the only thing that lets it down slightly is the fact that anyone who does have a lower spec PC won't be able to run this route. That is probably the only thing that I can say about it. But obviously, you know, people like me or him and the testing team of this route who have the higher spec PCs who have gone the extra mile for paying for, you know, a couple of grand or so for a high spec PC, we can use it. So you just need to bear in mind, guys, that this route will not run on lower spec PCs, and that's just unfortunately the way it is, I'm afraid. if you want this accurate Swanage experience, you're going to have to take the mile and try and, you know, pay out a bit of cash to get it. I mean, it's free, guys. This is a freeware route. You cannot complain about the detail here. You know, this route has payware quality, you know? It is enough to be payware, but it's free. As long as you have all the requirements for it, you know, and the right spec PC to be able to run it. So I've got to be careful here because I'm going to start going downhill in a minute. But I mean, just look at this. You know, this is my local campsite. This is Woody Hyde. We go here all the time because the trains are literally right next to your doorstep like that, look. Okay? And, you know, we've got the shop there. This is the campsite shop. We've got the toilets block over there, look. You know, we've got the tents. We've got the caravans. Everything is here. Everything is present. Everything looks great. We have got this stunning view over here, which I've been here regularly to see trains come and pass over this and go back down to Swanage, you know? And in fact, I probably will show that in the next video. When I do part 2 of the video, I might go down to Wareham and then I might do a full run from Wareham back down to Swanage. Just, you know, just to show off as the last video, you know, of this route that I'm going to do for showcase-wise. I'll probably feature it on the channel sometimes, though, just maybe even for just like some running videos or something, or some, you know, music videos or what have you. I don't know, let me know what you think. If you want to see more of this route on our channel, let me know in the comments, you know. But, you know, just views like this is captured perfectly. I've been up here, I've taken videos from this. It's just, the detail on it is fantastic. You know, we've got all the distant scenery as well. Look, all this is brand new, so we didn't see all this distant scenery before. This here is all brand new, and it's lovely. You know, we've even got like distant buildings and stuff. Got Corfe Castle coming up here. Look, it's amazing. Line-side huts. You know, I may be... Some of you might be saying, you know, oh, you're commenting too much gratitude towards this route. Oh, you're just saying it's fantastic because you're a tester and oh, no, blah, blah. No, you can't say that this route doesn't look fantastic. You must be mental if you are to say that this route doesn't look fantastic. Because it does. You know, as somebody who's been to this route, you know, has been to this place over and over again over the past 20 or so years, you know, I know how this place should look. And this is captured to a T. It really is. You cannot say that this isn't a very good route, you know, because this is a fantastic looking route. Look, we've even got animated horses, you know. It's little things that really do bring this route to life. It feels like Swanage, it looks like Swanage, it gives that real experience. I mean, slag Trainz off as you will, you know. I mean, yes, the game might not necessarily be as high standards as something like, you know, TSW or Train Sim Classic, but this game does have potential, and it's routes like this that will draw people to this game and make people want to play this game. We need more routes like this in Trainz, and we need better sounds. You know, I'd like the sound packs that I create for Trainz to be out there a bit more, so we can improve the sound sets on the locomotives. We need better locomotives. We need locomotives with better sounds. A lot of the stuff is very dated and very old. the more newer content like this route and better sounds, better models, stuff like that, the more it will bring people into the game and want to play it. It's got everything there that could make it a potentially good game. It's got the multiplayer. It's got the ability to make scenarios. It's got free roams. It's got everything there. It just needs the people to make these new and great things happen with, you know, these new models and new sounds and new routes. It's got potential, but we haven't got the people who are putting in the effort to make it the best it can be. And it's people like PortlineParker here who is trying to do that with this route. It's people like me who's trying to do that with our sound packs, you know? I mean, just look at this view. How awesome is that? You've got the classic view there of Corfe Castle with a steam engine there in front of it. You know, that is the view that people take photographs on. That, you know, you get famous photographs with that view. And it is captured there fantastically. It is beautiful. This route is beautiful. It is. I'm sorry, but it is. Some people may disagree with me, you know, I don't know. But you must be mad to say that this route isn't good or isn't beautiful, you know what I mean? Because it is. It's unlike anything I've seen before. And I really do think he's got some talent, this guy. And I think if he continues to do this, he could probably end up making payware routes. Because his quality of route building is that good that this is to payware standards. There's just no doubt about that. You know, and it was the same with that Bodmin and Wentford Railway route that I've done a review on this game before. Again, that is another fantastic route of payware quality. You know, the Marquee and PortlineParker are really going to town in making these routes perfect for trains, and it's those routes that are going to bring people in. So you guys crack on. You carry on doing it, both of you. Because, you know, we need more of this. I mean, just look at this. Look, we've got a custom shelter here at Corfe now. We've got details such as where the next train's going. You know, we've got Corfe Castle signal box. I mean, granted, it hasn't got an interior, but you don't really need it. You know, we've got the sign there. It's got 3D lettering on it. We've got the people. We've got the posters. We've got the lovely detailed stone station building, which everybody loves. We've got the way out signs. We've got the station totems. You know, we've got the goods shed again, another custom asset. The goods shed. Fantastic. Although, yeah, it's good. I thought there was a bit of a pole going through the wagon there. I was like, what? But yeah, no. Look, I mean, just look at that. We've got the ice cream walls thing now. That is so cool. I've seen that. I have seen that in real life. It's wicked. You know, we got the restaurant car. We've got my local pub, the Banker's Arms, which has all the seats there, you know, where you can sit in the beer garden, have a beer and have some food. You've got the fantastic view of the train track going over the bridge and everything, which is, again, one of the things I love about this pub, because you can sit there and watch the trains go past. And then you've got the view of the castle as well. Again, another iconic feature about this pub. You can sit there and see that magnificent view. And then you can watch the trains go over there, which is captured perfectly on this route. The depth of detail on this route, it doesn't stop amazing me, because it is almost exact. It is pretty much spot on. It's fantastic. I mean, look, we've got all of Corfe modelled now. So obviously, originally, there was like some grey areas over here, but he's put that in now. He's filled it up, and we've put all the detail and the scenery down now. So all of Corfe is now done and finished. There's a pub up here somewhere. Here it is. Yes, this is the Castle Inn. This is another pub I'd go to usually at Swanage. Now this is a lovely pub as well, because you can literally go into the beer garden, right? And to be fair, those trees there, I think they were cut away a few years back, but you used to be able to look through there and see the train go across here. Unless it was somewhere around here where he sat, I don't know. But yeah. But yeah, they got the Castle Inn there, look. You know. There should be a graveyard around here somewhere. Is that in here? Or... it doesn't look like it. Maybe he hasn't put it in there. Oh well. But to be honest, that doesn't really bother me too much. The route itself, it looks fantastic. But there's no question about it. If anyone says otherwise, then, you know, that's entirely down to you. But to be honest, you must be mad to say that this isn't good. Look, we've even got... This is a view I've seen before. I've walked up this street. I've seen this church. I've walked past this graveyard. We've even got all the gravestones, look, with all the details on. You know, we've got the castle here, you know, with the entrance. We've seen this before in a previous video, but I just have to show you again because it does look lovely. We've got all of the details. We've got the tents. We've got, like, where they do all the events and stuff. You know? We've got the iconic view on top of the castle. I mean, just look at this. I mean, just look at that. It's just spectacular. And, you know, this is a route that I'm going to love playing multiplayer with my friends. You know, and I would persuade all my friends to get this game just for this route, because it is a beautiful looking thing. And I'd love to play with you guys on multiplayer on this route, because it is a lovely looking route. Anyway, so, moving on from Corfe. Let's head to our final location in this video, which is Norden. We've got the footbridge, custom footbridge, look. Again, look at this view here. So this is an iconic view as well for filmers. So you can stand here and watch the train go across this bridge. This is a good view for filmers. Look at that. The fact it's there and captured well with all the road signs and everything, it's amazing. I mean, look at this. We've got the sheep. We've got the castle. We've got the car park, and obviously in 2020 I remember coming up here and taking a video of D6515 coming along here, and we've even got all the path in there, and you know, like the gates. We've even got the pathway up to Norden Station up here as well, and the mining museum. Here we are approaching Norden. We've got all the cranes in the side in here as well, which is a nice touch. But we've even got like lads just having a conversation over there on the inline side. So here we are at our final port of call, which is Norden. Okay. And, you know, we've got animated people having conversation. You've got a refreshments room here at Norden. Custom station signs again. We've got the Purbeck Mineral Miner Museum, all modelled accurately. With all other bits and pieces just sort of lying about. We've got like bits of old trains, boilers and stuff. They do sometimes have little running days on here and have like little steam engines running up and down, which is cool. Got the benches. And we can follow the track round. So obviously here's the track round here. Look, we've even got the overgrown areas as well, which is just adding to the detail, isn't it? So we can go all the way down to the track, and then we're at the museum here. So this is the museum building. And I've been here, I've been in there. And you go down here and you end up going into a tunnel under here somewhere. In here, which is like a mine. And it's really cool actually. I really enjoyed it. It's a great little museum. I recommend going just to have a look. We've got a play park. A little train thing. We've got, I believe that's the car park at Norden. Down there. And obviously that goes further up to Wareham, which we'll cover in another video. You know, we've got all the trees in the distance. Look, we've got the road. We've got the road with all the details, such as the you know, the roundabout, the road signs and stuff. You know, I've been on this roundabout before. Deers ahead. You know, the fact he's gone into depth of doing the details that are not necessarily right by the track, but you can sort of fly over to them and have a look. It is really, really cool. There's lots to see, there's lots to do on this route, and I don't think you can really get tired and bored of it, because there's so much to see and look at. We've got the fences here, you know, these are here in real life, you know, these style of fences. We've got this building here which was there. We've got all of the gradients and the, you know, and the hills, they all look proper and correct. You know, I've been on top of this hill, watched trains on top of here leave the Corfe Castle station. Let's see if that view is correct. It is. Look. Here, I've watched trains come out of here. You know. The detail is marvellous. Just look at the depth of the scenery, like. Incredible. I think that, to be honest, this is the best thing that we're going to get for Swanage at the moment. Until, obviously, somebody does a new route or something, or a new interpretation. I mean, although I like the other versions of Swanage that have been out recently, you know, like for Railworks or other bits and pieces, I don't think it can really compare to this. It's my opinion. I know that some people might be against that and might have different opinions and different views of it, but that's my opinion. I love this route. It is a beautiful looking route. There's no doubt about it. you know, we've got all the benches and the fences and stuff. We've got all the pathways leading up to all the locations of where train spotters go to have a good filming session or photography session. Look, like up here. This is a view that I know Jordan Devison, one of our staff members, have been here and watched a train go out of the Norden station from here. It's all been captured perfectly. It's there. It's correct. We've even got the whistle sign, which is correct. You know, it's almost like you're looking in a mirror or looking at Swanage in a virtual world. It's amazing. So yeah, as I say, there's not really anything I can really criticise about it. There are, like I say, with like state places like the Castle Inn or something. I'm not sure about them, the trees here, whether they were here or not, whether they're here in real life now. I haven't been to the Castle Inn for a long time, but when I was there, those trees weren't there. So I don't know whether they're there now. Maybe they are. Not sure. But yeah, when I went there, those trees, as far as I know, weren't there. But there's, like I say, there's not really anything I could comment against it. But the only thing that us testers and Portline Parker himself has said that could be the only one thing about the route that could be a slight down point is the fact that people on lower spec PCs can't really run it. But that's not his fault. That's, you know, he's tried to make an accurate representation of Swanage. He's put all the depth and the detail in. He's made it as realistic as he possibly can. And to be honest, I think he deserves a pat on the back of it. This quality is fantastic. And I think he needs to keep doing this. Keep working to this quality. Keep doing routes for trains. We need more of these. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you can come out with next, mate. I really am. So yeah, so this route is going to be available soon on the Trainz download station. And it gives me great pleasure to say that it is also going to be available via the British Locomotive Studios website. And I am just honoured that he has given us written permission to be able to host it on our website. That is such a great honour. It really is. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can create in the future. So yeah, so when it's out, download it. I really recommend it. But obviously, as I say, there is quite a few requirements. But at the end of the day, it is definitely worth getting all that stuff for this route. And I highly recommend it. So I hope you've enjoyed this showcase review preview thing, as I would like to call it. Sort of a mixture of everything, really. Of PortlineParker's magnificent Swanage Railway route experience for Trainz Railroad Simulator 2022. I will be doing a part 2 of this route from Norden to Wareham in the next few days or so. So, yep, you can just sort of sit there and look forward to that. And I'll see you in that video. And once again, thank you for 500 subscribers. And I hope you've been enjoying our 500 subscriber festival so far. Because we certainly have been enjoying it and enjoying the celebrations. And we'll see you in another video. This has been Samuel Beeman. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Check out our socials. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye for now.